Hey guys, this is gonna probably be a bit of a quick video. I had to take a break after that first one to calm down a little bit. Now hopefully my microphone's set to a decent volume. Okay, yeah, it seems like it is. But anyways, as you know, it was Valentine's Day yesterday, and I've got a lot of friends who are really into the lovey-dovey stuff. And, you know, I'm not going to name names because I'm going to be here all day, but there are some people who just seem really desperate to be with another person. And they end up in really stupid relationships. They end up in relationships that I can't see working for the life of me. And me being the horrible person that I am, I tend, if I really care about someone as a friend, I tend to tell them, like, hey, I don't think this relationship you have with this person's working out, you know? And yeah, and then they end up breaking up, and then the person ends up finding someone the very next day, and it's just like, how is that possible? Like, you don't know that person. You haven't gotten to know that person. How can you be dating? That's absurd. And there's these people that are so desperate, they just jump on the opportunity to find someone new. They go for the next person who'll say, like, yes, with zero knowledge of that person, and vice versa. Like, they'll go for someone else who's desperate and doesn't care about how the relationship's gonna turn out, or worse yet, they're ignorant to it intentionally. My mom was like this. I said I wasn't gonna name names, but you know, I think it's pretty safe to name my mom. But I think that's the reason why she stuck with my dad for 20 years, despite half of those years he was a drug addict, and the whole time he was a freaking alcoholic. And he's always been a sociopath or a psychopath. I'm not sure which. I'm not sure if he was born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But yeah, I could never see myself in a relationship like that for even a second. I can't even see myself in a relationship, honestly, at this point, because I can't get along with people for like more than a day. Like, I'd get burnt out unless they happen to be like the perfect person somehow. And I don't see that happening. Like, I think that's a pretty unrealistic goal, because normal people hardly end up in good relationships as it is. So I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel like a strong affection towards like someone before. Like, I have. It's been very, very rare, but I have, but it didn't work out. So I didn't like pursue that further. Like, I eventually moved on. Like, it gets easier the more times it happens, you know. At first it's just like, oh, this has got to work, you know, that nonsense. But then eventually you realize, like, you know, this is just natural of life, and you know, you gotta just move on when something doesn't work. You can't just be so desperate and like act like this needs to happen, because why would you want to be in a relationship for the sake of yourself? Like, that's the exact opposite of what a relationship's supposed to be. That's the opposite of what love is. Love is doing something for someone just because you like them, essentially, in spite of otherwise not wanting to do it. That's what motivates a lot of people to work so much and make a bunch of money, because they want to do it for their family, not for themselves. But yeah, that's just some quick thoughts on that. some people seem to like need to be in a relationship. Like they talk about it too. Like H3H3 talks about it. Like, oh, I was 21 at the time, and I knew I had to do something, because being 21 and single, wow, that's just unheard of. But yeah, I don't get that. Like, honestly, I love being single. I prefer being single, in all honesty, because I get a lot more done when when I don't have someone distracting me. Like, I'd have to find someone who's okay with me doing YouTube videos, someone who's okay with my opinions, and my opinions are quite strong, and someone who doesn't think like all the stuff I do is a joke, and someone who's like okay with me as a person. And not only that, like, it would be nice to have someone who's got the exact same like interests as me, because if you have different interests, I don't think it's gonna work, because the other person's gonna think what you're doing is a joke, and they're gonna be coming into the relationship with the idea that they're gonna change you. And if that happens more often than not, and that's one of the big reasons people dive into a relationship, and they blindly think that it's a great relationship, and then it just sneaks up on them. And then the relationship falls apart, and here I am standing like on the sideline, like, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen, like, for these reasons. And they're like, no, it's impossible, no one could have foreseen that. It's just like, I don't know, people are so naive. But then again, I guess I'm pretentious for making this, but yeah, it's just my thoughts. Valentine's Day, honestly, is a pretty stupid occasion as well. Completely pointless. It's just to sell merchandise and all that crap. Honestly, if you really love someone, you should treat them well every day of the year. And you shouldn't expect so much on a Valentine's Day. You shouldn't expect what you see in these dumb movies. Like, just be happy with what you've got if it's good. And if it's not good, just break up. Like, life is that simple. And you don't need to hook up with someone. Like, you shouldn't have to. You should be happy with yourself, and you have freedom with yourself. You don't have someone breathing down your neck all the time. But those are just my opinions. I think I'm going to end this one here, guys. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.